Hello there my fellow SimRig racers, and welcome to today's video where we jump into Assetto Corsa to check out the brand new Darche Cup 2021 mod by United Racing Design. So come and join me at the wonderful Silverstone circuit after the intro, and I'll tell you exactly how I feel about this first version of this new mod. Hello there sim racers, and welcome to Assetto Corsa as we check out a new mod, and this is the Darche Cup 2021 by the team over at United Racing Designs. And of course it doesn't take a genius to work out that this mod is their version of the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car in its latest 992 spec. As we try and navigate our way around the somewhat tricky Assetto Corsa AI. We've just got to survive these first couple of corners, and they sort themselves out and we can have some good racing. Anyway, let's talk about the car, and the first thing I want to mention is it is a pay mod. Now I know that that can be a little bit contentious within the sim racing community. I personally don't mind paying for content, especially if it's from a source that I can trust. It's from a modding team that I know are genuine, and United Racing Designs have got a pedigree, got a history behind them. We know that the team produce their own content from scratch. We know that they do update and fix issues with their content, so we don't need to, worry about being ripped off or left high and dry with a mod we can't use. I will leave a link to the United Racing Design website so you can find out more about the team, and I'll also put a link to the shop where you can buy this car. And it's currently priced at €4, which is of course just the price of a posh cup of coffee, so I don't mind tipping them that as a thank you. Now this is version 1. They have been made aware by community feedback about a small issue with the driver. It's either to do with the scale, the position, or the angle, but you don't quite sit right in the cockpit. It's not glaringly obvious at first until you look at the rear view mirror, and you'll notice that you're only looking at the tops of everything. You can see the roofs of the grandstands and just the tops of the cars when they're following you. They know about it. They know what to do to fix it, and it's coming in a hot fix, so that's good news. But to me, it doesn't really affect how I drive the car or how the car sounds or feels, so I can live with that little minor quirk for the time being. Let's get on to how it looks. And it is absolutely spot on. It's a really crisp, clean 3D render. They've captured the look of the new car, especially that rear light bar or rear light cluster. It's very distinctive and it's perfectly modelled. They've even got that lovely Porsche sound. I don't think it's quite as good as the Porsche sound in iRacing, but for a modding team who don't have access to a way to record the real car, they've done really well. And it is, close your eyes, you can tell it's got that distinctive Porsche engine and exhaust note, so I'm happy. As for handling and physics, This car is, of course, wider and longer than the original 991 spec, so it is inherently more stable and thus more drivable, but it will bite. No traction control, no ABS, and on cold tyres, ooh, this thing will bite, and hard. You will be facing the wrong way before you know it. It takes a good lap before everything comes up to temperature, up to pressure, before you can start really exploiting the grip and the downforce that this new model produces. But even then, there's a balancing act. You have to find a way of managing corner entry speed, because if you come in too fast and then just pitch the car in, because you don't have GT3 levels of suspension or downforce, it will just start to go. The back end will break out, and of course the pendulum effect of having a rear engine, once you get more than a couple of degrees slide on, that's it, you've had it. You are going to be looping and spinning right round, and of course then you spike the tyre temperatures, so it takes a corner or two just to get all the grip levels back. So a slide or a spin in one of these cars really punishes you. Yeah. Plus the fact that they move about, so you're constantly having to correct the car through pedal input, steering input. It's not planted, it feels alive. It's connected to the racetrack, with some brilliant force feedback. But the car is constantly moving about on the suspension. So you're having to, work with it, not against it, because you'll have no chance. As stable and as drivable as this new 992 spec Porsche is, it's not forgiving at all. It'll quite happily dance on the limit all day long, but it only takes a split second to go over that limit, and that's it, you've had it. It will instantly punish you. And that is what makes driving this Porsche Cup car such a challenge, but that's what makes it so special. It's so enjoyable and rewarding when you pull off a good corner, a good overtake. You put together as near as perfect lap as you can get, and they've captured that. This is brilliantly represented in this mod. The URD team should be really proud of this first version. I did have to make a couple of tweaks to the default setup, namely reducing the brake power down to 93% and then winding the brake bias right back from 64 to 56. That got me a lot more confidence on braking, could go a lot more deeper and keep the car more stable. But it's just one of those mods, one of those cars that you just can't help doing one more lap, one more race with, because you're determined to nail it, to get it right. And of course, when you're concentrating and driving properly and not trying to talk about it, you can have some really brilliant battles with the AI once you get past those first few corners. But I think once again, this team have nailed it. I love it. I think it's more than worth the €4. That goes towards helping to power up the PC that they use to develop these mods with, then they are more than welcome to it. Look at this. It feels fantastic with my AccuForce direct drive wheel. It's so immediate. Yeah. What I'm seeing the car do, I'm feeling straight away. You know, you're constantly having to make small corrections, you know, to allow for the track surface undulations, the suspension moving about. But luckily I'm able to respond to them all. Ooh, all back end stepped out there. Felt it through the wheel. Quick correction, and we're on our way again. Okay, we've lost the car length, but we're facing in the right direction. This is what I love about this mod. It just works so well in Assetto Corsa. Ooh, chuck it in. Be patient, be patient. Look at that, look. Too greedy, too greedy. Car punished me there with understeer. I just asked too much. Oh, well, there we are. It was hardly the race of legends, was it? But I enjoyed it. It was great fun to drive. I think United Racing Design have done really well. Let me know. What do you think about pay mods? What do you think about United Racing Design? Have you tried out this new Darche Cup 2021? Let me know in the comments. Get involved. Give me some feedback. And let's have a little bit of a conversation about everything. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video. Links to everything will be in the description. And we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, remember, race hard, race fair. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.